Mental health and well-being are just as important as our physical health. At some point in our lives, we may need support to maintain good mental health and well-being, so it's important we work together to stay well and to also recognise when and how to access more formal support from the NHS. In this month's Feet on the Street, we're asking people what they do to keep themselves mentally well and happy, where or how they would want to receive support or help, and what would make it easy for them to access that support.
Music is always on. There's a song, isn't that? Music is my first love and that'll be my last. Those words resonate with me very much so.
I am a photographer, so going out and taking photos, taking my dog for a walk. Our park spaces here are amazing, so I love doing that.
I spend a lot of time with my family and I also go to the gym probably 5 or 6 days a week.
Been involved in lots of activities, leisure activities. I play football, I play golf, I try and see friends and family. And that's been a real benefit to me over the years.
So I try to be physically active as much as I can. I walk a lot. I just recently signed up for swimming as well. I spend a lot of time physically active with my child, bought myself a bike, so we go on bike trips.
I have a good routine because I've got dogs, so I normally get up about 5 in the morning. I like to get 8 hours sleep. I definitely believe that sleep is a great way for sort of like fixing the brain in a lot of ways.
Music, walking, HIIT, which I haven't done for a little while, and just being with nature, because I think that has a massive impact on your mental health.
Various things really. I go to knit and natter with Sue and flower arranging. I visit my friends, you know, she's elderly, I visit her once a week.
It's a lot of volunteering. I thoroughly enjoy that, you know, be it food, take ladies or groups, faith groups, litter picking, or we go do some gardening work, you know, planting flowers or trees, and I think that really keeps me energetic, smiling. And I think that's important to me.
My doctor, we have an amazing doctor. He's very good. I can always get an appointment on the same day. He's always available. He worked all the way through COVID. As far as mental health is concerned, he's very, very good. I did Healthy Minds recently. That was very good as well. My only, not criticism, is that it's only 6 weeks and I could do with something, it doesn't have to be weekly, but after I'd finished, I could have done with like a monthly catch-up.
Prefer a local community centre where it can be held, or at home. And also, we got the Zoom. If they have got a computer and can work it, or just by telephone.
I like receiving help from social groups. I would like to have more close friends so that we can help each other.
I would absolutely advocate being able to, if I had to access it and get therapy, I would want to do that through Teams. I think it means it can be done at any time of the day. You know, so I would be flexible for that. Being
aware of different community groups that are there and being able to choose something that would suit me and my child. So I think since I started a community interest company, I'm receiving more information about different free stuff that's happening in the community, which before I never knew about. It's not being advertised enough, I think, on social media. There is just no information, I think.
When we say mental health and physical health as one, we are not looking at people as we should be holistically.
I think GP, a lot of it is online now, which for me is good, but I know through other family members maybe isn't so great. And even for myself, sometimes I do find their websites or the way that you contact them through there a little bit difficult.
You need to support people more in the early intervention stage so that they hopefully prevent them from, you know, being in those situations.
Because I don't actively research stuff, so I think Facebook would probably be very useful to be made aware of certain things.
Maybe even something on a text thing like WhatsApp, you know, just where you can go feeling crap, and someone doesn't necessarily have to be someone that I speak to, just someone on the other end of something.
The authorities, whether it be NHS, local authorities, social services, they need to use those volunteers positively because they're passionate about the work that they do. They're not paid, the passion is all that they've got to offer. And I think with that passion, they need to interact with them and they need to carry that forward.
In the Black Country, we've got a lead provider for mental health and learning disabilities. They provide high quality services when people need them and support our community to stay well as playing a role in tackling inequalities and building strong, resilient communities to prevent mental ill health. We've chatted to Laura Brooks, Head of Mental Health Transformation and Integration at Black Country Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust, for her feedback and reaction to people's views, and to tell us more about being the lead provider.
It's very reflective of the feedback we've had previously when we've done engagement events as well. So it was really good to see that there is those common threads, that actually what keeps people well isn't the very clinical or medical input that we give a lot of the time, but people's mental well-being is kept well by all the other stuff that people do. So one of the benefits of lead provider is that we can work much more collaboratively and closely with all of the partners across the system. So instead of mental health being seen as something separate, it actually is seen as just as important as people's physical health and well-being, and actually seen as something that's inseparable from that, because if one's not well, then chances are the others won't be well. So what we're looking at the moment as lead provider is how we can work across the system in a much more collaborative way, where we bring partners together to try and provide services in the most effective and easily accessible ways. Some of the things we're doing around that is, for example, putting primary care mental health teams into GP surgeries. So when you go to your GP, you'll be able to have really quick, easy access to a mental health professional at your GP surgery. We've also got other examples of where we've partnered with the voluntary sector and now weaving it into our new talking therapies model. So it won't just be about what the NHS provides, but it'll be about giving sustainable funding to a lot of community organisations and neighbourhood groups that are just round the corner from you, that you can really access very quickly in a place that's more comfortable than perhaps coming to a healthcare setting. We've also got something like our Recovery College has just opened up local campuses across all 4 areas in partnership with voluntary sector organisations again. So we've got clear local commitment to delivering those services as close to home as possible, and having courses that really help people, not just with traditional kind of mental health support like counselling or how to manage distress and emotional distress, but also things like how do you support your chances of becoming employable, how do you make sure that you know all of the welfare rights that you're entitled to. Another example of something we've done recently is working particularly with the Refugee and Migrant Centre and an organisation called Brushstrokes, where they've put together a service in Dudley that's operating right from the centre of Dudley to support refugee and migrants get a whole host and range of support. So we're really looking at who are the most vulnerable people in our communities and how do we make sure that we have services that are easily accessible, delivered in a way that again is accessible, so it's not just a reliance on face-to-face. We can also have digital options, that we make sure that those digital options are accessible in different languages, but we also recognise that in areas like the Black Country where there's deprivation, we might need to think about how we support people just to have digital access.
If ever you need to talk, contact your local talking therapy service. If you need urgent help with your mental health, contact the Black Country 24/7 helpline. Call free phone 0800 008 6516 or text 07860 025 281. Face-to-face support is also available outside of usual mental health service hours via the sanctuary hubs in each of the boroughs of the Black Country, Monday to Friday 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday 12 noon to 11 p.m. For more information on help in a crisis, please visit www.blackcountryhealthcare.nhs.uk.